Are there specific articles in the Declaration or specific areas of existing federal law you prioritize for early review by this committee and the administration?
Well, sure, I can point out some of them. And just to be clear, the United States does a lot in its law and its policies that is pretty good. It's certainly ahead of many other countries in certain respects. But what I point out are what I believe are fundamental problems that need to be corrected. It's not meant to say that everything the United States does is horrible. I don't believe that. The first article that I would particularly call attention to is Article 2, that says that indigenous peoples are entitled to be free from discrimination in the exercise of their rights. That's, if I can say so, perhaps the fundamental problem is that Indian and other native peoples subject to U.S. jurisdiction are treated badly in a way that is not in keeping with our American values, that's not in keeping with our Constitution. It is a case of being denied equality before the law. That fundamentally needs to be reviewed. That would sweep in this problem about treating tribal property as if it's not really property, treating money that belongs to tribes as if it doesn't really belong to them, treating other forms of property and other supposed legal rights of tribes as if they're not really protected by the law and that they can just be dealt with willy-nilly without regard for the Bill of Rights when the federal government chooses to do so. That's all discriminatory. Other groups don't seem to suffer from that. I do call attention to the position of people who live in the territories of the United States that are also denied many constitutional rights. But so that's a big one. Article 26 on land and resource rights is another important one because there United States law explicitly and expressly denies Indian and Alaska Native tribes the kind of property rights that everyone else, including corporations and businesses and churches and canasta clubs, they all have property rights that are protected by the Constitution, but not indigenous nations. There's no justification for that. It can't possibly be justified. It's un-American, if I can say so. So those are two big ones. Now we could keep going, I suppose, but if we could deal with those, it would be awfully important, and I think it would move us forward.
Thank you for your response.